Come with me to shop for my entire Sephora wish list. The Sephora Spring Savings event has finally started. So in this video, I'm going to be walking you through my entire Sephora wish list. I'll also take you to Sephora with me, and at the end of this video, I will be sharing what exactly I bought at Sephora. We secured the bag, and now it's time for a haul, and how much I actually spent. In total, for this entire shopping trip, I spent... Hi gorgeous, welcome back to the beauty room. My name is Elle if you're new to my channel. Not gonna lie, this wish list is pretty expensive. I did try to talk myself out of so many things, and I've got it down to I don't know how many products, and a lot of it is more like complexion and skincare, which is where my priority really lies. I really tried to remove like fun makeup out, but I can't promise you that I am not gonna buy that when I get there because I'm a sucker. Okay, I'm a sucker. With all of that being said, 3 of the products are what I am going to be restocking. Number 1 is gonna be the Topicals Butter Hydrating Moisturizer for dry and eczema prone skin. I don't have eczema from what I know, but I do have really sensitive skin, irritated skin, dehydrated skin more than dry skin, especially in the winter time. So this has really been my saving grace. I forgot to mention this in my Sephora recommendations video, by the way, and it's because I did go through a phase where I wasn't using it as much, but I've started using it again, so I am considering repurchasing it because, you know, it's almost out. If you did miss my Sephora recommendations video and you're still looking for some ideas or just want to hear my reviews on products, I will link that somewhere in the cards and at the end of the video so you can choose to watch that after this one. The other product I'm gonna restock, or at least I'm considering restocking, is the Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dewdrops. I love this stuff. There's really not much else to say. I mentioned it in my recommendations video. I might not get it though because I do have a Hue Drop, so I'm kind of like debating with myself whether I need to buy another one of this. But the problem with the Hue Drops is that the formula is slightly different because it is more of a makeup skincare kind of product, and this is mainly like skincare. Sephora also has a set with the Dewdrops, the full size, and 2 other Glow Recipe products, so I'm considering that, but then in my head I'm like, should I just buy the full size Dewdrops and not get the other products? But I have been wanting to try more Glow Recipe products, so again, we'll see how I feel when I get to the store, and you'll find out what I actually decided at the end of the video. The last thing I know for sure, no questions asked, I'm restocking this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I mentioned this in my last video. Not much to say. This is like my last bottle. I have very little left, so I do want to restock on a full size. Other than that, everything else on my list is fairly new products that I've never tried before. The one that I'm most excited about, meaning like if I could only buy one product during the Sephora sale, it would likely be this one. It's the Ilia Base Face Milk Essence. She is a pretty penny. She's $58, but that's why I feel like the Sephora sale might be good for this. The product is also fairly new, so I normally wouldn't like let myself buy this if it wasn't sitting in my cart for a while, but my mental justification is that I have been looking for a really good essence. The one that I want to try is SK2, but it's like astronomically out of my price range, and this one feels a little bit less painful with the 20% off to buy. I've also heard amazing things about it. I've watched reviews about it. I looked up the ingredients to make sure I felt comfortable with it on my skin, and I really like anything that has like a milky texture, so I have very high hopes for this, and I think I'm going to like it. It's the most exciting thing in my cart, personally. Then I also have the Tower 28 Daily Rescue Facial Spray. This is $28. I have, again, had this in my wish list for quite a while. I just never bit the bullet and made the purchase, but I'm focusing on skincare recently, so I think I'm finally going to do it. I also have the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. I'm giving this one a second chance because the first time I bought it, it was defected, and I didn't even know that that was the problem. Like, I thought it just didn't do anything for my skin until a year later when everyone was saying the bottle was defective. So I'm gonna give it another chance now that I think that that problem is fixed. The other thing I'm really excited about is the Urban Decay Face Bond Self-Setting Waterproof Foundation. She's a pretty penny also, $40, crazy pricing lately, but that's why I waited for the 20% off sale. I talked about this in my criticizing new makeup releases, and this was one of the products I was very interested in. We'll see when I get to the store, when I like feel the texture on my skin, if I think it's gonna be worth it. And next to that, I know I don't need to find more foundations and skin tints. I really know. This was something I couldn't convince myself out of. I'm a sucker for trying complexion products. It's the Hourglass Skin Tint. I have been binge watching a lot of Sephora recommendations video, and for some reason I can't escape this Hourglass Skin Tint, and I have to see it and feel it for myself. So that is on the list. I'm hoping that I get to Sephora and I only buy one complexion product instead of both, but they're very different, so I don't have high hopes for myself right now. The last thing on the list is the Topicals Sealed Active Scar Filling Primer for acne prone skin. I have really deep scars from acne, and this is supposed to help with it. I've also have not really been like in love with the new primers that I've been trying lately. I ran out of my Hourglass primer and thought I could live without it, but I'm starting to notice that I can't. So I'm either gonna buy this new primer or re-up on the Hourglass primer, or do both. Who knows at this point? Nothing can stop me. But this is something that I have been so curious about since it came out. I even tried to convince myself out of it, but it keeps coming back on my wish list. So I think now is the time to finally buy it. Other than that, I have other products that I did order online that I know I won't be able to get at my Sephora. So if you want to see what I ended up purchasing from online and in store, then watch until the end of the video. And just as a reminder, I will be linking everything that I talk about in this video down in the description below, along with linking my Sephora recommendations. They are affiliate links, so I will earn a commission from it. If you decide to shop the Sephora sale, I would really appreciate if you use my link so that you can support me and my channel. If not, totally understand. I just appreciate you watching this video anyways. With all that being said, let's grab a coffee and I'll see you at Sephora. My coffee of the day, I've never shared with you what I usually get for coffee. I usually get just like caramel swirl, but I get decaf now because I don't drink caffeine anymore, which is sad. I wish I had some caffeine, but this is usually what I get. Say I have a pretty large Sephora wish list, so I'm gonna grab a basket just to be safe. First of all, they have the Topical Sealed Primer displayed front and center for me. I look at this every single time I come into Sephora, but today is gonna be the day that I finally make the purchase. I didn't realize Youth to the People released a new glow serum with niacinamide for $39. It's kind of pricey, but the formula feels very wet and hydrating on the skin, and it's something I might consider in the future, just not right now. Now let's finally take a look at the popular Rare Beauty highlighter blushes. I have been waiting to see these in person. Specifically, the shade Joy is beautiful in the pan, but as you can see, the swatches have visible glitter and it doesn't provide a sheen the way that the Hourglass powder does. It's more of a sparkly highlight. So I think this would be beautiful for the right person, just not for someone like me who doesn't want to enhance their texture. I'm also very excited to see the new Supergoop skin tint, which looks very glowy, hydrating, and moisturizing on the skin, but I didn't know that they released a mineral matte sunscreen. This has such a cloud-like matte texture, which would be really good for oily skin. I am very interested in this, but I'm scared that if you mix it with the wrong moisturizer, it might pill under makeup. I think this is something that I'm gonna wait to purchase until I watch reviews. I've heard really good things about this moisturizer. I think the brand is pronounced Doe. Could be totally wrong, but I noticed in store that one of the higher ingredients in the moisturizer is coconut alkanes, which has the potential to clog your pores, so I'm gonna pass on it. For the first time at my Sephora, they have the Jisoo lip oils available, but of course, they were sold out of the 2 shades I was interested in, and they didn't have the testers available for me to try. So I'm likely gonna order this online. I've also heard amazing things about the Tatcha Silkscreen. It's another very dewy, glowy, and moisturizing sunscreen for $64, which even for my wallet is a bit out of my price range. Next to it, they had lip tints with sunscreen. I didn't know that they released this. I did swatch all of the colors, and truthfully, they didn't feel all that special. And since I couldn't find a different moisturizer I wanted to try, I'm just gonna stick with a topical like buttercream and restock on that. Ooh, this Sephora kit is a pretty solid deal. It comes with 2 full-size products and a few very trending Sephora products for $35, plus you get a discount. If I hadn't already tried some of these products, I think I would buy this. I finally found the most exciting purchase on my wish list today, the Elle Base Face Milk Essence, but unfortunately, it looks like they're sold out, which is a little scary, so I'm just gonna have to check with a Sephora employee later. Okay, Urban Decay, look at you with the shade range of your new foundation. The display is absolutely a 10 out of 10 for me, and the packaging is also very small and easy to carry. But let's swatch it to see if it's actually worth the buy. Okay, so my initial impression is that I love how it comes out of the bottle. It is not messy at all, and once I blend the foundation onto my skin, it sets so quickly. It definitely seems to do what it claims, and it's very promising, at least based on swatch. So I'm just gonna pick a shade, hope it's the right one, and put it in my cart. And if you just so happen to watch this far, then comment down below a shopping emoji to let me know. Moving along, I spot the new Makeup by Mario Neutral Palette, and it seems like the formula is the same as the original, which I'm not a fan of, and the color story in person looked okay, so I don't think this is something that I'm missing out on. I know, I don't even need to talk about this one size setting spray. Let's just add it to the cart and leave it there. Along with that, I'm gonna restock the full size of the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, because you already know this is my favorite. Going back to the wish list, the Hourglass Skin Tint is on that list. The formula feels very moisturizing on the skin, and I really liked it, but not enough to justify the purchase this time around. So I'm gonna check in with myself in a couple of months and see how I feel again, even if that means paying full price. The Tower 28 spray also looked sold out today, but we're gonna check with a Sephora employee later and hope for the best. Continuing with the bad news, unfortunately, my Sephora only has a very small selection of the Armani liquid eyeshadows. I was looking forward to getting a different color, but apparently these went viral, so now they're sold out everywhere, even online. To make up for it, I decided that I'm gonna purchase another lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Foxy Brown. It looks like the exact tone and saturation of brown I'm looking for, and that's the only excuse I need. Oh hey Sophia Richie, it looks like she is the face of the new Sol de Janeiro Rio Radiance collection. There's a sunscreen, a body oil, and a body lotion. I know this is something all of the girlies are going to be running for. Speaking of viral products, Milk Makeup has yet another viral product, but this one, in my opinion, is kind of questionable. Do we like this? It looks like Drunk Elephant has finally kept up with their stock, so much so they have new sets with the Goldie Drops. At this point, there are so many better alternatives in my opinion, so I wouldn't recommend getting this during the sale. What I would recommend instead is this set with 3 different Glow Recipe products, including a full size of the Dewdrops. And apparently Rare Beauty released minis of their new liquid blushes, which makes so much sense because it is so hard to finish one bottle, but I'm not gonna lie, $14 for how tiny these are is slightly bizarre. This is the last thing that I promise I am putting in my cart. I simply could not resist. It's the Haus Labs blushes. I know I have enough blush, but I have waited to buy this long enough. Now is the time, and I just pray I don't regret it later on. All right, now that we've grabbed everything on our list plus more, let's go ahead and finally find out how much this is gonna cost me. We secured the bag, and now it's time for a haul. This time I came out with a medium-sized bag instead of a large-sized bag. And I didn't record this part, but I did go to Ulta after Sephora because I ended up getting a 20% off discount code in my Ulta account. So I ended up finishing my shopping trip at Ulta and bought things that I could have gotten at Sephora, but instead I earned the points on my Ulta account and still got the 20% off, which is really nice. First thing I got from Sephora is a restock of my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. The full size, I think. There's also a jumbo size, but I couldn't find that one. So this is the one I ended up with. Y'all know how much I love this setting spray. I also got a restock of the Topicals Hydrating Moisturizer. It's called the Like Butter Moisturizer. It has been a few days since I filmed the shopping part of this video, and I realized that my moisturizer was actually expired and I shouldn't have been using it. Probably explains all of the bumps on my skin. So I'm really glad to have a restock of this and actually use a non-expired moisturizer. Speaking of topicals, I got their active scar primer called Sealed the Deal. And this primer is fully a silicone dimethicone based primer. Unfortunately, I didn't think this through when I made this purchase because I have been wanting it for a long time. It's exactly everything I expected it to be. Like, it's not a miracle worker. It doesn't remove all of your acne scars and bumps and pitted scars and everything like that. It just blurs the skin, which is really nice. But the problem is I realize most of my foundations are water-based, so I don't think they'll mix very well with this product, but I could be wrong, so give me some time to really try this out. I also got the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. I'm giving this a second chance, and I can confirm it wasn't just the bottle that I had that was defected, but it's just a very strange formula. It's described as a light as air, non-sticky, waterproof, transfer-proof setting spray, and y'all, it feels truly like air with small spritz of water on it. So I don't think it's just the container. It's just a very strange setting spray. Fair warning, it also smells like straight up hairspray. So if you hate that smell, you'll probably hate this. I think this is something that I have to test out during like warmer, hotter weather, which we haven't had a lot of. I can't really give you my full thoughts on this yet, but I do have high hopes for it. The last spray, I didn't realize how many sprays I got. This is the Tower 28 SOS Daily Rescue Facial Spray. Heard a lot of great things about this. I have sensitive skin. I've used this a couple times, and if I'm being honest, I haven't seen much of a difference, especially because my skin has been irritated lately. I feel like I have to spray this on like a no makeup day so I can really see if it's doing anything. Other than that, the spray, the mist, 10 out of 10. And it also smells like pool water, like chlorine. So if you hate that, stay away. The most exciting part of this shopping trip was finally being able to purchase the Elle Base Face Milk, which is described as a lightweight moisturizer, hydrating, soothing, plumping, barrier renewal complex. It's interesting how it's called a lightweight moisturizer on the container, but online it's called an essence. So I feel like it could be a little bit of both. I've tried this a few times already, and if there's anything that you get from this video, whether you have oily skin, combo skin, dry skin, this is so freaking good. I know I've only tried it a few times, so again, don't hold me to this recommendation right now, but so far it is everything I've wanted and more. It's expensive, but the packaging is this frosted glass, beautiful packaging, and it doesn't smell like anything. I think it's truly fragrance free, and the formula is so unique. In comparison to other essences I've tried and toners I've tried, it's 100% a thicker formula. It's very milky. It's kind of like this watery jelly-like texture, and when you blend it onto the skin, it just honestly is just so hydrating and glowy on the skin. It makes for a really good base for makeup, but also if you have oily skin like me and you find that a lot of moisturizers are heavy on the skin, you could just use this if you wanted to. I like to mix this with my other moisturizers, and it just helps with my dehydrated skin because even though I'm oily, my skin is dehydrated. So I like to have a lot of moisturizing products in my skincare routine. I'm so excited to see the longevity of this product. So far, I'm having a really good first impression. As for makeup products, I didn't go too crazy with buying all of the new makeup. I did try the Rare Beauty blush highlighter in store, and it was everything I expected it to be. It didn't look terrible, like it looked gorgeous. It looked exactly like their Silky Touch highlighters, that really silky, soft, smooth, blinding highlight formula, but in a blush form. It just wasn't for me. But one of the launches that I ended up buying is the Urban Decay Face Bond Waterproof Foundation. I have not bought anything from Urban Decay, I feel like, in a hot minute, and this is one of the more exciting products to me. First of all, this is a self-setting foundation. It has 3% niacinamide, lightweight coverage. The packaging also has a patent pending no mess, no waste dropper, and they mean it when it's a no mess, no waste dropper. Like, you don't waste much product from this. It's initially a very creamy formula and then it sets down pretty quickly. It reminds me a lot of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, except it is a thinner formula, and I would say it's slightly less drying, maybe. I think that would just depend on your skin. The packaging is so slim and easy to carry. I think my only problem is I picked the wrong shade, potentially. I picked the shade 18 Medium Neutral, and it leans like a little too red on my skin, so I might have to go for 17 Medium Warm. The formula itself is one of those products that you really do need to prep well and moisturize well before you use this. I tried it with this primer and they did not mix well together, because I'm pretty sure this is a water-based primer. I have to try it a few more times with a few more base combinations to really see if this is something that I can recommend. I also purchased a lip liner, which I didn't really need to do, but I wanted a neutral brown shade. Y'all know I love my NYX lip liner in the shade brown, but that one leans a little bit more warm toned, and I also wanted the formula to be slightly less drying, so that's how I landed on the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Foxy Brown. I've tried the Charlotte Tilbury formula before. It's a perfect mix between dry and creamy. It's very long lasting on the lips, and I have used up a full-on Charlotte Tilbury lip liner before, so I know this is tried and true. And the shade Foxy Brown is exactly what I expected. I have it on my lips today. It's just that neutral brown that you can mix with other lipsticks and lip glosses, and it just has this like sculpting look, almost like a 90s lip liner. So I'm really happy with this, and I think this might become one of my favorites. The last purchase I made at Sephora was something, again, I didn't need to buy this. I have enough blush, especially peach blush, but I could not help myself. This has been on my wish list for so long that I felt like it was just finally time to make the purchase. So I got the House Labs blush in the shade Pomelo Peach. I was in between the shade French Rosette and Fire Moon. Part of me wanted to buy all the shades, but I wanted to see if I liked the formula first. And after a few tries, I have to say, I love this formula so far. It's very blurring, soft, and matte on the skin. It's not overly pigmented, and it's very buildable. The color is, again, nothing special in comparison to the rest of my makeup collection, but I personally thought it just made more sense for me to buy a shade that I knew I was gonna reach for, especially if I liked the formula, rather than buying a different shade and potentially not liking the formula and just not liking the product at all. So now that I know I like the formula, I kind of want to go get the other colors before the 20% off sale ends. I'm really, really happy about this purchase, and I think this is the kind of blush I've been looking for a while. So that is everything I got in store at Sephora. I do have an order coming in from online, and apparently it's out for delivery, so hopefully I can show you the products today. But while we wait for the rest of my Sephora order, this is everything that I got at Ulta. The first thing I got is the Way Detox Shampoo. I've been waiting to buy this for a while, especially because lately I have been putting a lot of products in my hair, so I've been in need of just like a clarifying shampoo. I've heard great things about this. It smells like their hair mask. It's this like very floral Melrose scent that they have. Then I just decided to take advantage of the Ulta sale and repurchase my favorite primer of all time. I have been missing this. It is the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. If you're new to my channel, this is my most recommended all-time favorite primer, like ever. If you have oily, acne-prone, textured skin, she is that girl. Then I bought the Kiss and Press lashes. The ones that I purchased last time, I wasn't a fan of the style, so I'm trying more of the natural styles. I got the Authentic Natural and Modern Natural, so we'll see how these ones go. I really, really like these and would highly recommend. The last thing I bought at Ulta is my most recommended all-time favorite brush. I wanted to get a second one because my first one is kind of beat up. It is from Morphe. It's their Vegan Pro V108 Dense Blending Contour Brush. By the way, I will link all of this down in the description below with my affiliate link. I do earn a commission, so if you want to shop and use that link, it would support me and my channel, but of course, never any pressure to do so. The reason I mention it is because this is my best selling brush through my affiliate link. Y'all seem to be very curious about this, and if you ever see me using a brush like this for contour, blending blending out blush. Sometimes I even use it for foundation and blending out concealer. It is so versatile, and that is why I love this so much, and I would highly, highly recommend it. This and the Ilia face base, these are the two things I would recommend from this video. Oh, never mind. And Hourglass primer. These are the three things I would recommend from this video that you get. All right, so I'm just checking where my order is. Let's hope it's been delivered. It's been delivered. I'll be right back. Okay. That was incredible timing. The package got delivered. So this is everything that I got online. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder in Banana Bread, but she's fragrance free, y'all. She's a fragrance free. Huda Beauty heard our cries and she gave us a fragrance free setting powder. Y'all, I'm so excited because I have tried her setting powder in the past in the mini. I loved it, and even the smell I'm obsessed with. It smells really good, but I think because of the fragrance it was affecting my skin and it started creating like bumps on my skin. It made my face itchy, and I really feel like that's because of the fragrance. So seeing that she made a fragrance free version, I cannot wait to finally use it because it's actually really good powder and it's totally worth the hype. Ooh, she's a mess though. That was messy. Yo, that's truly fragrance free. So hopefully I have better luck with this one. Hopefully it doesn't like irritate my skin or anything like that. Speaking of powder, I also got the Hourglass Vanish Pressed Powder, and I have the shade Translucent Medium. I was very not sure which to buy. The packaging kind of looks like their Hourglass palette packaging, and it's just a simple pressed powder. Like, do not expect this to do anything fancy schmancy. I think it's literally just meant to be like a matte touch-up powder, so let's just try it right now. Ooh, okay, she's cute. That's exactly what I expected it to do. Like, nothing crazy. It's definitely mattifying, blurring. Is she worth like $40 something though? Maybe not. If you have oily skin, I feel like this would be something that you enjoy. If you don't have oily skin, probably not worth the coin. But so far, you know, first impression, everything I expected it to be. And then the last thing I got, I friggin' did it. It's the Jisoo and Honey Infused Lip Oil. I got the shade in Watermelon Sugar. So the reason why I got this, I know I have my problems with lip oils. The thing is, in my new makeup releases video, I asked you for your reviews on the product and you guys are not helpful. I'm sorry, you're not helpful. I had so many people tell me that this was awful, and then I had so many people tell me that this was great. I just needed to find out for myself. And I pray that I didn't waste my money. Packaging was everything I expected and more. Wow, gorgeous glass packaging. Jisoo really did it. Like, they know the vibes, they know the aesthetic. Now, Watermelon Sugar, let's smell it. Yeah, it's like honey. The smell of like honey mixed with like a sweet artificial watermelon scent. It's not great. It reminds me of like generic like lip smacker smells. Let me just take off my lip product and apply this on and see how I feel about it. All right, it's the moment of truth. Let's see if this Jisoo lip oil is actually worth it. Oh gosh, I'm scared. There's been so much anticipation for this one. Taste. I'm not actually eating it, okay? But like, you know when you smell something, you can kind of taste it, or it's like on the edge of your lips. Not pleasant. All right, right off the bat, it's a hybrid between like this glossy, sticky texture and an oily texture. So it's not as oily as I thought it was going to be. I feel like it feels a little bit more cushiony and plush like a lip gloss, but it's not that sticky. The color is like a mediocre clear color with a little bit of sparkle and shine. You don't really notice much of a difference there. I think what's gonna turn people off about this is the scent and the smell, specifically Watermelon Sugar. It's very, very artificial. I don't know if I hate it. Like, I don't know if that's gonna stop me from wearing it, but it feels very like lip smackers, if you know what I mean, like the artificial scent and taste and smell. It looks nice on the lips. It's very much what I would expect a nice shiny gloss to look like. And the packaging would get me to like want to reapply this on. Truthfully, I can't tell you how I feel about this. I kind of see why there was so many mixed reviews on it in my comment section. Give me some time, I'll think it through, and I'll give you my final thoughts eventually. So that is everything that I bought at Sephora and Ulta. Now that you've watched until the end of the video, you get to find out how much I actually spent. So I'm gonna start by calculating Ulta first. At Ulta, I spent $101.58 in total, and that is with the discount. And then at Sephora, I spent $96.90 for the online order. And in store, I spent $272.85. So in total, for this entire shopping trip, I spent $471.33. This is kind of a lot personally, but my budget was $500, and I'm just happy that I didn't spend over $500. And this time around, I feel like a lot of my purchases are things that I'm very excited about. A lot of these products I've been waiting for the sale to buy. I also wanted to remind you that I am not trying to brag when I share how much I spend. Part of me wants to like keep it to myself, but I know that there are a lot of people who are curious about it, especially when you see a content creator buying all of this stuff. It's like, dang, like how much is that? And for me, I always anticipate these Sephora sales, so I do budget for it in the future. I know that they're coming. That's why sometimes I'm not always buying every single thing when I'm doing my Sephora shopping videos, because I'm waiting for moments like this. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you decided to shop through my Sephora link, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and as always, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!